What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for sticking with us. If you're a long-time subscriber, if you're new here, please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Really help out with what we're trying to do here on the channel. The last couple of videos we've done, you've seen us put on aluminum exoskin armor. You've seen us put on the Metalcloak overland tube fenders back here. Those are phenomenal. But in putting those on, we lost our plastic inner fender. And that's going to create a problem, I feel like, if we don't do something about that. So come over here, let me show you what I'm talking about, and then we'll show you what we're going to do about it. All right, so when the factory fenders were on here, there was obviously a plastic inner fender liner in here that covered up all of this. And if it was just painted body material, that wouldn't be a big deal. But we got some wiring, we got the fuel filler neck up in there. It's a little muddy. But what we don't want is rocks and excess water and stuff getting up in there. And with these Kenda cleavers on here, I can tell you right now, when you're driving down a gravel road, it sounds like a war zone in the fender well. So we're gonna do something about that today. Try to get all that stuff covered up, protected, looking a little better. And so come over here, let me show you what we got. That's right. More Metalcloak stuff. We got Metalcloak, aluminum inner fender wells for the Jeep JL rear, right? So you can get these for the front. Oh, your finger's purple. She's over here chalking up the sidewalk. But anyways, let's get these things open. Let me show you what these look like. All right. Boy, it's taped up pretty good. It's all right, I got something right here. We can cut it open with. This should do the trick. All right. Let me get these things unboxed and I'll show you what we're talking about. All right, here we are. So Metalcloak, one piece, solid aluminum, just slides right in there. We'll get into the installation of these in a minute. I anticipate it's gonna be pretty easy. It's got a bag of hardware here. It's gonna take a couple extra steps if you don't have the Metalcloak fenders, but we'll get into that here in just a minute. But let me get all this hardware open. We'll get the tools out that we need, and we'll go over that, and then we'll get these things installed. Let's go. All right, so we got everything unpackaged. You saw the inner fender wells already. I did read the instructions again. I figure if I'm gonna be making videos, somebody might see it, so I better read the instructions so I don't look like an idiot. Probably still look like an idiot, but you know what I mean. Tool-wise, you're gonna need a 7/16 wrench, a 9/16 wrench, a 7/32 Allen head, and a 5/32 Allen head. The instructions obviously say to use a ratchet and an Allen bit on your ratchet. I don't have one, so we're just using hand Allen wrenches, but that's fine. Here's all the hardware. You will need these two brackets. If you already have the Metalcloak fenders, you will not need these two brackets. We already have the nice fenders, so we're gonna ditch those. All right, so since we're gonna ditch those, the only thing we really need are these little clips and these little clips. Let's go over to the Jeep, see what bolts we're gonna have to take out from the fenders, and then I'll show you where these clips go, and we'll go from there. Come on. So of all those bolts that we put in, we're gonna take this one out. That's the second one up, facing the front of the Jeep. Then we're gonna take this one out. It's got a nut on the back side. It's basically the highest bolt there. So if the center line of the Jeep, just to the right. And then we're gonna take this very bottom one out. And the little clips will go here. And then you'll just have little bolts that bolt through here, through the front of the inner fender well. And we'll put these bolts back in and we'll be good to go. So let's see where those clips go. All right, so right here on the top, there's 3 of these bent up tabs. It's got a square in it. So we're gonna put these clips in there. You gotta think that the bolt will be coming through the fender, through this hole. So we're gonna put it in here like this. Just gonna squeeze the sides. It'll clip in just like that, and we'll slide it up in there. Bolt will go through, and we'll be good to go. We'll put these other 2 in. I think Metalcloak made that pretty simple. Unless you're a jackwagon and you put it on the wrong side of the bracket like I just did. Even simple to take off and fix.
Daddy, look what's inside.
Ooh, what is it?
It looks
It's like a baby flower. All right. Brackets installed. Let's get it put up in here. All right, so we got the wheel and tire off here. Just makes it easier to film and does kind of make it easier to get up in there, but you can certainly put this piece in without taking the wheel and tire off. But we showed you the bolts that we needed to take out. We got all those bolts out. We got the clips there on the bottom part of the Jeep. And then the bracket that Metalcloak puts in. They do say to make sure it's bent inwards. The inner fender well should come straight to this and then bolt through it. And so yeah, let's see if we get this thing put in there. And voila, just like that, we're done. All the important stuff has been covered up. Looks a lot nicer and cleaner in there. I did have it's almost like insulation or seam sealer or something that was poking out on this body seam right here, and it was all jagged and sharp, and it wouldn't letting this push up in there all the way to line up. So I just took a hammer and clearanced it a little bit. So, but other than that, fitment is great. It looks great. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Should I take it back off and paint behind that M to do the accent color gold, or do I leave it blue? You guys let me know. Leave a comment, leave it blue, paint it gold. They're not that hard to take on or take off or put on, so we can take it back off and paint that gold. Let me know what you want. And yeah, looks great. I'm not gonna video the other side. It's literally the exact same thing. And we'll get this wheel and tire put back on and close this sucker out. All right, that's gonna do it for today's video. The kids have been out here playing like crazy. They literally have almost their entire body painted with sidewalk chalk. So while they may be gross, the Jeep on the other hand is looking nice and clean. So that's gonna do it. The kids been out here playing. We got good, nice parts on the Jeep, so it's not a bad life if it's a dad life. Come on, let's go take a bath. Let's go.